South Africa boasts beautiful beaches, and with these come delicate ecosystems that are constantly under threat. Luckily, there are non-profit organizations like SANCCOB who take it upon themselves to conserve and protect the inhabitants of these areas.
SANCCOB relies on public support to run its operation, caring for seabirds. And the Peck's Omega Taste campaign successfully raised 50,000 Rand for this amazing organization.
I'm going to call him Harvey after Harvey Specter.
It was a very exciting campaign for us. It's very nice to be in a partnership with Peck. Most of the funds went towards our chick season, which is an annual occurrence where we see between 500 and 700 chicks during October to January. These chicks get abandoned by their parents, mostly in nearby colonies here in Boulders Beach and Stony Point, but also up the East Coast where we have another centre as well.
What are some of the stresses facing the African penguin?
Oil spill pollutions, they can't find enough fish in the ocean, and things like climate change also has quite a big impact on the overall population.
Up to 2,500 seabirds are treated by SANCCOB each year, of which 1,500 are African penguins, and the Peck's Omega Taste campaign's next phase will continue to conserve African penguins.
So phase 2 is very important for us. Just like people helped us to save chicks over the December period, now they will help us to save eggs. Between January and July is what we dubbed egg season. So if any penguins nest in people's gardens or in unsafe areas, so we try and move those penguins back with the help of the guys at Sandparks into the safe colony area. And if they have any eggs, those eggs will be brought to SANCCOB for hand rearing. So they'll stay with us for a very long period. And it's very hard work. We feed them 6 times a day. It's not only cost intensive, it's also very labor intensive. So we're very grateful for the guys at Peck to help us out with this very busy season.
SANCCOB's hatchery has successfully been hand-rearing penguin chicks and releasing them back into the wild to help bolster the African penguin population.
When we get the eggs from the colonies, they will go into our incubator, where they will be there for about 40 days. And then once it hatches, they come into one of these brooders, where they would stay for a month and a half or so until they 1.5 kgs. But a lot of care goes into caring for them when they are in these brooders. Since the start of the year, we've had about 59 eggs, of which half have hatched already. And you'll see them on the outside here in these crates, because we try and give them enough fresh air as possible. But they're also here getting some nice fish smoothies, which is a mixture of fish, minerals and vitamins, and which we blend into a nice smoothie. And that gives them a nice boost to their immune system.
You help to raise funds by entering the Peck's Omega Taste competition, but SANCCOB will always welcome a helping hand in their effort to protect seabirds.
Besides showing their support and entering the campaign, how can the South African public show their support for our coastal birds?
People can always come and volunteer on an everyday basis. They can recycle, they can try and buy local, and they can also not use straws and things like that, or any sort of plastic that can harm seabirds in the ocean. So people can also adopt a penguin. They can't take them home, but they do get to name the little guy. The cost is about 600 Rand, and all of those funds help towards rehabilitating penguins that get brought into our centres in Tellview and in Cape St. Francis.
One thing I've learned today is that it is each and every South African's responsibility to play their part in whichever way they can in the conservation of these rare birds endemic to the African continent.